So Zazaaaaxx, just this foreshore area, and it was like a sneaky way of getting across from here to the village on that side, because it's all built on now and it's all joined up. I'm going to head up here, which is called the Nab, to that end point there, just have a look, see what we can see up there, just for a bit of a walk. You can see some scary looking clouds up there, so hopefully they will come. I'm just outside the hotel, and I'm just going to have a wander down that way. I'm not going to bother with the main part of Lerwick. We've seen that last year. We've seen all the castle and the old town hall, and in that direction as well, where Tesco's is a lake with an ancient building, and there's a circular building. But we're going to just have a little walk in the sunshine and fresh air down that way. It's the sun shining on that hill. So it's 8 o'clock at night. The sun today is due to set at 1 minute past 10 this evening. I think in mid-June it sets about 10:30, something like that. So we've still got another 2 hours of sunlight, and that's sunshine, and then it doesn't actually get dark at night time. This time of year, just there's a blue sky. So we're looking back, that's Tesco's there, that's the hotel is sort of hidden in there, and that's the kind of route down to Sumbra down that way around there. A Coast Guard station up there, and a bit of a golf course with about 3 holes in it, I think. 1, 2, 3, I can see a flag up there, 4. I don't think it's an 18-hole course, I think it's a short one. But maybe it's public, because anybody can just access this, it seems. The sun's just gone behind a cloud there. You can still see the sunlight on Bresse over there, which is that island on that side. So here at the end of this, called the Nab, there should be a concrete building in which there were 3 torpedo tubes constructed during the Second World War. So see if we can see the remnants of that. But a nice little spot, you can sit there and look out. So Sumbra, where the airport is, it's about 19 miles by road. So curve around and then go head straight down that way. There is another airport actually just north of Lerwick, pretty close to Lerwick, called Tingmore. But that just does little tiny planes, which just do like hopping between the islands, do like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, just hop, 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 all the little parts of Shetland. So it's like internal to Shetland, Tingmore there. We'll probably drive past it tomorrow on the way north, heading up to the wind farm. And there is another one, Skatsta Airport, which is kind of towards the top of the mainland, near Sullom, where I did the work for the big oil refinery up there, the oil station up there, where the oil was piped in, and the gas terminal, that's there. And you can see they've dug a new ditch here, look, drain the golf course. But yeah, there's one up there. But what happened was when I flew up, I was picked up by a chauffeur from Sumbra a few years ago to go up there. He said that they don't use it because they got that sick of the sheer number of flights cancelled, just always being cancelled because of the weather. Very severe spot. He just said, look, it's more efficient. Everybody flies into Sumbra down the bottom. We'll transport everybody to Lerwick, stay at Lerwick on these big ships that were just on the sea. They were like hotel ships. And then each morning or each shift they would coach the workers up another 30 miles every morning, or every shift, coach them up to the construction site for the gas terminal. And that was better, even though there was an airport right there. That was more efficient and more cost efficient than constantly having all the flights cancelled all the time from that airport. So there's 3 airports on the mainland here. So it says that the Nab provides a lookout excellent lookout post at the south entrance of the harbour. It's an important meeting point for trade because it's in the centre of northern shipping routes. So it's a long time. Even in the American Revolution there was fences built with it. So yeah. And that's the torpedo tube platform, which is down the path to the left, so it must be just down here, so I might have a look at that. And here, so what's this, more information about it as well. Yeah, different features of it. So this is the main way that the ships come in. It's like a deep section that come in, all the ferries, and that big cruise ship earlier, which was the Norwegian Star, 2,300 passengers, over 1,000 crew, and it's about 300 meters long. So it's a big cruise ship, which just left earlier. So it just spent the day here. I think it arrived about 7 o'clock this morning. People must be able to, you know, have a day on Shetland and then off back onto the ship again for night time, cruising off to the next destination. But this here's the torpedo tube system, and so they must have just been able to fire the torpedoes straight out to any of the ships that might come in that were in, threatening ships from an invasion in the Second World War. That's what that was there. So yeah. So that there is a separate island. So it might look like it comes together up here, but doesn't. It's just it's a separate one. So there are ferries that go across there, just shoot across from Lerwick. Seems like it all joins up when you get to here, but it doesn't. There's a lot of interesting flowers, different ones, pinks especially, a lot of pink flowers. But that's just one type. There's quite a few pink flowers. There's some on the cliff side there as well. It's quite a stony beach, isn't it, there? So that's just the torpedo tube there from a different angle, but you can see now some rain spreading here. That cloud there is full of rain. You can see it going down over there, so hopefully it won't come too far this way. Another sort of lookout post there from the Second World War. Spotted one of the ferries coming across from the other side. See it there? I spotted it as I was walking down here. It's just coming across from Bressay over to Lerwick. So that's the little ferries. Every half an hour they go, I think. Just spotted it in the gap between the houses there. Can't quite see. But anyway. There it is there, the ferry. It does carry vehicles, so cars just go on it. And foot passengers as well. There we go. So it's pretty much in now. So it only takes a matter of 3 or 4 minutes, I think, just to get across. But it is a separate island. So we're coming down to an old part here down this road. Very old stone buildings that we'll see, which go right onto the waterfront. The water lapping up against the buildings. See the ferry about to dock there, but this is this old part here. The upturned boat there making a garage for somebody, and water just lapping up against these old buildings here, just lapping up against them there. There's the garage for somebody that made out of that boat. You can see the water's really clear. And if there was no wind rippling the surface, you'd be able to have like a crystal clear view. Little door, yeah, amazing, yeah. Sort of been built up and protected a bit there. And all houses just right on the waterfront, but it's a sort of sheltered harbour. Well, the tide must be up. I don't think the tide moves all that much here. So you think that the weather and that, there's a lot of spring flowers, and of course there's a lot of tulips still there. Look, all the tulips and things, so and daffodils and stuff in the pots. So things are further behind here. So despite me saying I wasn't going to walk down the rest of the Lerwick, I have ended up doing that, just because the route took me this way and not the circle. I've got the little one. This is not the main shipping part, this is the little yachting part, but that's where that boat came in, the ferry that just goes back and forth across there. And there's a little shopping street behind there. Castle and everything's up that way. So that's the street with the bunting and everything goes behind there. This is the waterfront.